want to just keep playing for like 2 seconds, just while I get something right?
Set this fucking bench yet. That's how new this piano is.
How do you think his sounds like changed over the years?
Got more aggressive.
Does that mesh at all with your sound, do you think? I mean, like, do you find middle grounds?
Do I find what?
A middle ground, I guess. I don't think of you as like making aggressive music, really.
Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. I think I sort of, do and help where I can help, and maybe sort of add that emotional side to some of those aggressive moments. But there's still room for everything, Drake's a multifaceted artist. He does a lot of different types of things, a lot of different types of music. So I don't think there's room for the growth,
Mm-hmm.
But like in the beginning, we weren't really doing pop like that, right? We were doing rap and R&B, and a certain type of R&B. And now we do a bunch of types of rap, a bunch of types of R&B, and a bunch of types of pop. So it's just more addition to his sort of palette and what he does musically, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that negates like the space for me or what I do or bring to the table for him or, like at all. And I think like the kind of music that we make together is pretty special and unique. So it's like, I think there'll always be a space for that, Yeah, playing the piano is really frustrating, let me tell you that much. Really frustrating. I don't know if I'm distracted by these colored keys yet, or if I'm assisted by them. I can't figure it out.
What do you think about like we just kind of covered like talking about like music and work. But what about, I guess on a personal relationship with him? Do you feel like the relationship has changed? I mean, if you're around less, clearly, I mean, it has to be affected somewhat. But, I mean, it's been a long road. You guys have been working together for how long?
Excuse me. Yeah, we've been working together for, I guess, 13 years. Yeah, I mean, it changes over the years. I think everyone's personal relationships do. But like the great thing about our relationship is the foundation is so strong that I don't think either of us ever flinch. So I mean, like even if I don't talk to him for a few weeks, like we don't flinch,
Mm-hmm.
So, and like we're both really confident in that. So like that's the cool part. He understands like, what I have to deal with my own health and all the shit in my life. So he's very understanding of that circumstance. And, he's in good hands. Noel's a killer and everything's still moving forward, like in a workspace. But yeah, again, sorry, I went back to work. But in a personal space, like everything's solid there. So we've never had to worry about that, I don't think. And we make music and keep moving. And
but don't you think that Drake's personal relationships are tightly intertwined
with his working relationships? Of course, which is why I have a hard time talking about one and not the other.
I mean, everybody around him are, to say friends is an understatement. I mean, it really is family in a way that I think other people can think they relate to, but to really be in this, I think, is something else. And I mean, everybody around him has a role that they play, so they are under his employ. But at the same time, I mean, these are his best friends, and so like I don't know what the question is. I think it's more just like thinking about like.
Well, me and Drake have a little bit of a unique relationship, I would say, in his like whole system that way, because we create together, you know. I make music, he makes music, you know. So a lot of the like the employment part only really exists for when I'm on the road with him and I'm following him and as his engineer and tracking him and so on and so forth, right? But like, I'm at home, I'm just making music and he likes it, he doesn't like it, whatever. You know, we go on, we mix and keep it moving. But I guess, I don't know, everyone else, trying to say this the right way. I guess I work with him as well as for him, you know? I always, that's irrelevant for me, but I think it's important in the context of our relationship and our friendship, you know? That we work together. And it's sort of always been that way, you know? That's always the way that our relationship's been, opposed to like working for him. So I think that's important for him to have friends like that and have people in his life like that aren't subject to his employ at all moments of the day. I'm there because I want to be there. I'm there because I love the guy, you know? Not because if I'm not there, like, I won't survive, or because he employs me, you know? It's not to suggest that anybody else isn't, but I just, as I said, for me to be in that situation makes our relationship, I guess, a little unique. And I think that's important. And that's why I take the responsibility along with that, right? Which is like, you know, make sure if I feel like there's something I should question for him musically or whatever the case is, like I do so, right? Because I'm in a position to at all times. So I think that's probably a positive thing that's helped our relationship be so strong over the years too, you know? Is like we work together because we want to work together. Like that's why we work together. So I think
how does it feel seeing him with a kid?
With what?
With his kid, with a kid, a child.
It's beautiful, incredible. Like I'm so happy for him, you know? It makes me be like, shit, I gotta hurry up and have some fucking kids. No, he's, it's amazing. It's beautiful. Yeah. Makes me super happy.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts about like this album as it stands, or where it's headed, or what's left to do? I mean, it seems like this is like the album just got pushed back again. Do you have like thoughts on it, just as far as like what you?
When's he gonna see this footage?
Never, if you don't want him to. I mean, like this could be for 10 years from now, but
yeah, no, I'm trying to push it back again. This is the first pushback. I want another pushback.
He's talking about having pushed it back to October.
No. We already pushed past October.
This October? When is it coming out now?
Oh, we're in November now.
November. I did hear that. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's
no, I'm going January.
Okay.
Look, I set in my mind this release date was January a long time ago.
But isn't it
this
almost
release
done?
date was January for me back in July.
But I heard.
And Noel's like, yeah, first week of September. And I'm like, ha 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 ha. But then I was like, yeah, January.
Okay, so if he.
Okay, so now we got to like mid-September. Then it was like, okay, then October was a talk, obviously, at some point. Yeah. Now the talk is November after the election. I'm still like, January.
Depending on who wins. It could be
I
a
think
different climate for an album called Certified Lover Boy that you might not want to like enter. But
what I think, and again, like let's hope this doesn't make this into the documentary because I don't really want to get too
honestly,
political.
Don't worry, nothing happens without you.
I think it's better almost for music if Trump wins, because then like life sort of just goes on as we know it right now, as terrible as that is. But if Biden wins, then Trump has 6 weeks to get out of the White House. If Trump like drags his feet getting out of the White House, that's 6 weeks of him pardoning all his boys, packing up his shit and leaving fucking Washington. That's gonna be the craziest shit we've ever seen. And it might go south.
Who knows what he's leaving?
Okay, so to drop an album within that 6 weeks to me is crazy. Like, yo, the attention on all that shit is so grave, and it's of grave importance, and it's going to be a pretty serious time in American history, and I wouldn't really want to get in the way of that.
Do you think?
So my advice, if Biden wins, is we're going to wait another 6 weeks at least, and then it's Christmas. So it's like, yo, January. I think we drop this album in January, and I think that's probably the reality that we'll come to. But of course, it's really good, and Drake really wants to get it up. Because it's really good. So I understand that part of it too.
Let me just change a mag real quick.
Yeah.
Maybe one more mag and you're done?
Yep.
Or do you want to hit out right now?
One more mag and we're good.
All right. These things last 11 minutes. So.